Hi, my name is Shannon Borden. I'm an estate planning attorney here in Las Vegas. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about Nevada Asset Protection Trusts. Now, there's a common misperception that a revocable living trust, the centerpiece of your estate plan, helps to protect or shield your assets from creditors. This is not true. A revocable living trust is meant to avoid probate, either when you die or when your spouse dies, or when neither of you is here any longer. It will not protect or shield your assets from taxes or creditors or liability. But a Nevada Asset Protection Trust, an NAPT, does protect your assets. Okay, nothing will protect you from taxes. Uncle Sam always gets his cut. But the primary purpose of an NAPT is to protect your assets from creditors, including child support, divorce, credit card debt, and much more. The secondary purpose of an NAPT is dissuasion. It is difficult to pierce an NAPT and get to the assets within. In most lawsuits, like getting sued personally for a car accident, end in settlements long before going to court. That means that much of the process of resolving a lawsuit involves negotiating for the best possible settlement you can get. And an NAPT sends a strong message that you will not be pushed around by frivolous lawsuits. In this process, there are few bargaining chips stronger than an NAPT. There are a lot of other things to consider, though, when setting up an NAPT. The NAPT is an irrevocable trust, which means once we transfer or fund an asset into the trust, we can't take it back. We can't amend or alter the trust except in very specific circumstances. We also can't revoke the trust. We can decant the trust, which is one of the few things that Nevada allows us to do that other states won't do. And this is similar to decanting a wine bottle. We just pour the assets into another irrevocable trust. But again, this only happens in very specific circumstances. In other words, an NAPT is meant to be a permanent trust. Now, with an NAPT, approximately 50% of your assets can be transferred into the trust, so long as you remain solvent. In other words, you have to be able to support yourself without utilizing the assets in the NAPT. This is something that has to be determined on a case-by-case basis. And once the assets have been in the NAPT for 2 years, the assets are protected. Now, there is a way to get the assets protected at 6 months, but it requires publication, and that's something that we would need to discuss further during a consultation. Now, the NAPT typically has its own EIN tax number, and it pays its own taxes. But the grantor, you, can use your Social Security number because this is a self-settled trust. To be clear, we are not tax attorneys, and we cannot advise you on which is the best tax structure for you. You will need to work closely with a CPA in order to ensure that your NAPT is set up to get you the most benefit. We frequently work with our clients' CPAs when structuring the NAPT for this reason. So how does an NAPT work? Well, an ordinary trust, the revocable living trust, has 3 parties: the settlor, the trustee, and the beneficiary or beneficiaries. So in a revocable living trust, you're all of those things. A trust has 3 parties: the settlor, the trustee, and the beneficiary or beneficiaries. In a revocable living trust, the one that's the centerpiece of your estate plan, you are all of these things. And you, the grantor or the settlor, places assets under the purview of a trustee who will distribute them to beneficiaries in accordance with the provisions of the trust. But because you are all of the things, nothing about your life really changes. You can spend your money, you can open and close accounts, you can buy and sell property. You just do everything in the name of your revocable living trust. So for all intents and purposes, you are the living embodiment of your revocable living trust. And because you are all of the things, you can revoke the trust or amend the terms of the trust at any point in time. In an NAPT, you can be both the grantor and the beneficiary, and you have the ability to manage the assets. In other words, you create the trust, you manage the assets, and you receive the benefit of all the assets in the trust during your lifetime. Now, this type of trust is also known as a self-settled trust. And asset protection trusts like the NAPT are not only self-settled, They are also irrevocable, again, meaning that you cannot change the terms of the trust without the approval of the trustee. And this is necessary for the trust to serve its asset protection function. If the trust were revocable, or you had easy access to the money or the assets, then it would be easy for creditors to get to it. Making the NAPT irrevocable sets up a shield around the trust that allows it to protect your assets. Now, an NAPT is very client-specific. There is a lot of customization involved in creating an NAPT, and we've only covered some of the basics here. The NAPT is a powerful planning tool, and it can protect your assets from creditors, but it needs to be set up while the skies are clear. Don't wait until it's too late. Please schedule your free consultation today. You can schedule an appointment online at www.bordenlawnv.com, or you can call my office at 702-582-9780. I look forward to seeing you soon.